Alright guys, we're back. So, got the head much done. It's gonna need some shaping, but I'm not gonna worry about that until after I get it connected to the body. So what we're gonna start on right now is the ear. I've my head on a layer so I can get it out of the way. Alright. So I just go on the internet, find whatever ear photo that you want. We'll just I like to do it in the top viewport. Cool. Drop this down a little bit in the one. Okay, so with the ear, start with a plane. Partially because it's super heavy on the topology. Uh, in the other models we didn't really focus on the topology right off the get-go. We focus more on the form. The ear is one of those things you want to focus on the topology first, and then have everything come up from there. Just because the way it's built, you want to make it flow right off the bat. So I'm going to just make a face, and then I'm just going to start shaping it around this little area here. And I'm just going to take and extrude the edges all the way across here, and then we'll start doing the interior of that. And by the time we get done with this, it's going to have a lot more edges than our head will support. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to come in and destroy some of that geometry that's in the ear. If you guys got a decent high-res image, you can use it. So like this guy, his ear's right there, but it's getting a little pixely. So I opted to just go get something off the internet and use that instead. Okay, so I'm just gonna come back and I'm gonna get these edges placed appropriately. Now put another edge look right here. Oh, well, that happened. I don't know how that happened. Oh, I started with a cube. That's right. Alright, so don't do what I did and start with a cube. You want to start with a face. Let's back on the grid. Alright. Sorry about that. So I'm just going to come through and add a few more edge loops in here. Or I think I'll need it to support the curves. Right, and we'll move on to the next part here. So we need to move this around a little bit. Bother me. Alright, so now we need to work on the interior of this guy. So, easiest way to do this is, I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna bring it up here, and I'm gonna seal it, and then I'm gonna do a fill hole. So, let's go to edge. Ooh. And then we just double click the edge, selects the edge, loop around, and shift right click, fill hole. So now that is filled up. Take it over here. See, it's right there too. Alright. Okay. More shaping. So, I'm just going to do split polygon tool. Split polygon tool. I don't want to make sure split from edges is turned off because it's only going to allow us to do that. We want to be able to draw edges on here freely. You have to finish it by connecting it to an edge. I'm just going to try to track along this. Cool. Now I'm just going to delete this edge right here. Actually, I'm going to delete this edge too. I didn't put that there. Ooh. Until I put that back in. There we go. Alright, so go back to our split. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to follow this area right where the shadow is. This piece right here is called our trumpet. So if you look at your ear or feel it, you can kind of feel it extruded up a little bit just past the cartilage here on the outside. Or not past, but just before. So you want to make sure that's in there as well. Just keep it going. Finish it with a try there. Oops. Awesome. Ooh. So I'm gonna this, and that. A little up and over action. Go back to doing these. Do another up and over here. Get that going on. Alright, have this end gone here. I could probably just take this up and that through. There we go. Sweet. So our topology is laid in for that now. And we come in. We have this end gun here, but I'm going to do something with that here in a moment. Actually, collapse that down. Oh god, one there. Forgot to close up. Alright, cool. There we go. Boom. And done. Done. Cool. Alright. Just because I want this to be a little bit bigger, I'm just going to move that out. Take a little creative license with it. Yeah. Alright, so how we go? Just tracer transforms with later history on it. Alright, so here's what we need to do now. Right now, this guy is flat. We need it to be extruded up a little bit. So, we need to do that. So, we have a couple of levels here. We have this spot in the inner ear. That's going to be our lowest level. And then we have this guy right here, our trumpet. That'll be the next step. And then the lobe and the outside cartilage be the last one. So the way I like to do this is, let's just select the outside, let's select the trumpet. Now I'm gonna leave these faces in here alone because it's pushed in. So I'm gonna leave that alone. Same thing with right there. Cool. So I'm gonna just extrude it. All right. And then I'm going to deselect area of my trumpet. Oops. And let's do this part of the earlobe too. We'll deselect that. Extrude that up. Awesome. Let me turn off here. So now hit 3. We get those major shapes in there. So going to have to do a little work on it still. So let's take this, pull that back, let's pull that edge a little bit. This guy. This guy's back. And just going back and forth between smooth and unsmooth. So make sure you're getting your modeling done correctly. Cool. Part of the reason we put this edge right here, so we can do this. Pull it up and give it a little bit more texture to it. I also have my reference pulled up, image viewer, so I can look at it. So I have it out over here on the side. Ooh, back. So push that in a little bit. This edge over. It kind of has an undercut there. Ooh, I have an end gun right there. Saw that. You know what though? Just collapses down. And I want this transition to be a little bit smoother here. So I'll pull that out a little bit. I'll back like that. I'm gonna grab these faces, pull them back a little bit. All right. Let's go here. That. And then I'm going to so all right. So I'm just shaping it right now. Uh, Soften it up a little bit. Just grabbing them edge loops, or just edges, and then a little bit. All right, starting to get near. So with our ear, we also have this part that gets extruded in. So I'm gonna do that right now, just to make sure I'm grabbing the right area. Just gonna grab these two. I'll just grab this one. Let's grab that one. So extrude, scale, pull it in, like that. So I'm losing that little bit right there, we could tell. Smooth it. So let me pull it over, see if I can fix it that way. If not, there we go. Let's get in there. Cool. So it's working on those transitions a lot. Don't just want this bulb sitting your ear. Want to have this nice soft transition. That's a lot of back and forth with this. But I could continue shaping it, or I could show you how to attach it. I feel like showing you how to attach it's a little bit more important. You can shape it yourself to get about where you want it to be. So with that said, do my head. Let me save this out. Freeze transforms delete history. Alright, let's get this guy. So our ear is tilted at an angle um, this way and this way. So just gonna get a little tilt to it. And I'm gonna do one thing. Back a little like that. All right, so I'm going to actually throw this on its own layer. And I'm going to try and get these points surrounding and the points back here I'm tucking behind the earlobe because the ear will actually fold under and then go to the skull. Oh, that's what I'm trying to get on. Again, we're trying to keep that 8-sided junction right there. So I'm going to just flatten these out. Rotate it. Alright, I'm going to delete it. So now what I'm going to do with this guy, let's go there. Select it, edge, select the outer ring, I'm going to extrude it. And I'm going to scale down everything I need to. But I'm going to start destroying some of these edges. So let's look at the head. Oh, just looking at the head for some reference of where the junctions are. Might actually move some of them. Another thing we can do too is we can add a little bit more geometry on the head, which I might do. So we have some more room to destroy. Because insert edge loop won't work, so I'm just going to do split polygon tool. Alright. Let's actually we just gave ourselves the ability to have 4 more points. So let's take advantage of that. And just delete these edges real. Cool. And then we can move them around a little bit. Alright. So we should have so we got 12 points to work with now. Good. Alright. So now our goal is to try and get this down to 12 points on the edge here. Okay. So just kind of looking at where we don't need excess geometry in there. Let's see how many vertexes we actually have right now. So 22. So start selecting edges, and I'll start collapsing them down. I'm doing that on areas where they're bunched up. Collapse that one too. Alright, so we only need to do it a few more times. That's fine there. One more. Alright, we're down to 12. Good. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the vertices from the head and I'm going to snap them down to the ear. Excellent. Alrighty, so now we gotta start destroying some stuff. So, let's see. There we go. Now all we have to do is just take this up. Through. Same thing here, just take it. Down and through. So I can then start shaping this up a little bit if I wanted to. So my topology just looks like it flows a little bit better. Pull that back a little bit. Try to make the topology a little bit even across the board. I'm just going to save this up. Alright, let's freeze transforms, delete our history, vertex. Actually, let's combine these guys. And vertex, merge them. And what we can do, actually come back here, grab this guy, pull it back a little bit, pull it in. Want the earlobe to be a little bit thicker. Back. And really all we're going to start doing here is just shaping. That's it. You can use soft select on this as well if you wanted to do all that fun stuff. So this is pretty much it for the ear, attaching it and creating it. Next we're going to tackle retopologizing the body. We don't really have that much to do on it, I don't think. Let me see. Go away. Add that. So our chest is a good spot. Shoulders looking pretty good. Back we need to work on. Hips, we should be pretty good to go. So yeah, just work on shaping your head and ear right now, and we'll meet up again for retopologizing, and then we should just have joining the head to the body, then UVing.